Hi, friends. There's no clapping. We have new microphones.
New microphones.
No.
Our number one fan.
Our only fan.
Only fan.
Our only fans.
Yes, thank you.
They help buy these.
Thank you. She's not on yet, so we'll just wait till she won't come on.
Wait. That's okay.
That's right. No, wait.
Don't take your time. Take your time. What if we just sat here waiting for someone else? Fair enough.
Is this you, Ashley? It is.
Oh,
okay, Ashley, you're finally up. I'm like, thank you for the microphones. Thank you. We have no big microphones to knock over. Right. Or now we can focus on just knocking over our drinks. Was that a Saturday night for you? What was that?
Saturday night?
I don't know, you're doing this.
Knocking over.
She says hi. We say thank you. You're the greatest. And she's like, hi. Hi, like, I'm Ashley. I'm normal.
You started on time today. Oh, yeah, fuck you. You want to start on time, you need to set up for us.
We're basically going to be able to be on time now because we don't have to. All we have to do is worry about these. Right. But we won't be charged one of these days.
We're charging when you leave.
It might just stay there.
Yeah. The only bad thing about these is they only came with one charger.
So. Yeah, so there's two of them, so you have to charge one and then charge the second one.
It's audio.
I think you said there's no audio. She's like, I can't hear you. She's like, hello? How's your week?
Well, yeah.
She's like, they're cheap, sorry. No, that's like the best fan in the world.
They were cheap because they only had one charger.
Well, originally the original plug was connected to a bike that you had to charge.
She's like, what's the difference between these two?
Oh, well, one comes with a charger, and the one that doesn't come with a charger.
Right. And for yourself.
Jeez, I bought you something. God, you're grateful.
Right. One-time use.
Time to throw it away. You can recharge those. Yeah, well, we don't have two plugs, so.
We don't have a plug.
We don't have any plugs. So.
You guys the one without the charger. I tried to see if I had another charger that would work with it, and the other ones that I had,
I bet you I do.
They're like a little too small.
I bet you I do because I have like all the flip phones, so I feel like flip phone chargers.
Are you gonna be charging these all the time?
I could do them. I literally charge like everything in.
Yeah, I think you should be.
Good. Another thing to go home and back with me again. The only thing I don't take is the table. And sometimes the table's not here when I need it.
You're going to need a table to charge our shit.
I do. I have a table at home. I have a 4-foot table. I have a 4-foot table where I literally do the iPad, my phone. Like Saturday night, I'm like, I walk around like, bloop, bloop, like Shannon will be like,
your bill is just strictly plugging me.
Shannon will be like all the time. She's like, I can't talk to you today. I got to charge phone. She's like, I can't talk to you for a little bit. No, charging the phone. Got to be at 100. Goodbye. No. So how was your week, huh?
It was a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a holiday in there. That's okay.
Yeah.
I went to Disney on Ice though.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was really cute. It was really like the tangled part was the best part because she went in the air.
Yeah. So they're still doing. I took Marin a few years ago with Shannon and Grayson.
Yeah, they had Mickey Mouse or whatever.
Yeah, they have like the whole cast.
And then they had Coco, Beauty and the Beast, and who was it?
Cinderella.
No, Cinderella was part. Well, she was part of it.
Oh, Pocahontas, right?
No,
Pocahontas.
No.
Okay.
Oh
no, I can't.
Tangled was the front one.
That's the first one.
Yeah,
is the Tangled.
And then the second half was Cinderella, Frozen, and Moana.
Oh, there was no Moana when we went. There was just it was. I think there was some Frozen.
Yeah.
It was like half Frozen, half Tangled.
But Frozen was pretty cool too.
Which I believe that's what my Grayson went with the Frozen crown, and Marin went with the Tangled crown.
We got the kids.
Like, so you basically remortgaged 3 houses.
Yeah.
Because that's expensive. Like, we went there, and I thought, like, I brought money, and they're like, it was enough to buy each kid a souvenir and, like, the smallest popcorn, and no one could drink anything.
Right.
I'm not joking. Like,
no,
I was like,
we spent $75 on 2 fucking wands. One of them was a bubble wand.
Well, we had the ones that spinned. Like, you know,
they didn't spin.
Like, you know, the
one
ones
was a little bubble wand. One was
yeah.
just like a frozen, it was like a snowflake with it lit up.
Oh yeah. Well, each kid got they got their own thing because one was big into Frozen at the time, and one was Tangled.
Yeah.
And we got them, and it was just that right age because they were. I think Marin was in 4th grade, 3rd or 4th grade, so it was like right at the end. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she had been talking about forever. We finally got tickets for her to go. And it was kind of like...
The tickets themselves aren't too bad for...
Yeah, they're not.
And then you spend the rest of your money...
Right, yeah. And I remember they're like, we're hungry. And I'm like, all right. And I get it. I was like, because I was hungry. And then I was like...
at lunchtime, so we had the kids bring a lunch.
Oh, yeah.
I'll cover it up. Because I was like, I'm not,
because it was expensive. It's expensive. That's the worst part is...
It's not like food that Maeve would normally eat anyway, so it's
that's tough, too.
So I was like, just pack her a lunch and we'll eat.
My kid ate everything. She was 4th grade and she was she was a champ. She could eat.
Right.
My kid ate everything.
Well, I'm sure Maeve would eat all that stuff, but
it was just
her mom's like a little...
Oh, no, I wasn't. I just couldn't afford it. It was crazy.
I mean, that too.
Is that
Brian?
Cannot believe he's watching this.
He's turning it right off.
Yeah. He's like, hello, friends. Bye. I'm out. I have proof that I'm here. That's the best podcast I've ever seen. What happened at the end? I don't know, but that minute I was on.
So it was really cool, though.
It was. I enjoyed it back then. It was really good.
The only thing I wasn't really that excited about was like the 2 like hosts or whatever. They're just really annoying. They just like moved. They had like 2, a guy and a girl. Like present like who's coming next.
Oh yeah, I know something about
But, and then they like tried to involve the audience a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like stop.
The one thing I didn't like was we had the row, and thank God our kids were a little bit older because we had like a lot of little kids like running up and down the stairs. And as you know, those stairs are pretty steep. Like they're not really made for little kids to be running. And they're like parents are like letting their kids try to dance out there, and I'm like. Okay, I can see this in a movie theater because it kind of has a slow, like slope to it. But this was like, each step was like, and I was like, it's crazy. Forget that. And they were like, I look, every parent's different, but they had like little toddlers, and I'm like, maybe because toddlers wouldn't sit still or something. I don't know. My kids.
We didn't bring Thomas. It was like I'm not gonna pay for him to. Have me hold him, and then he's gonna want to walk around.
Well, yeah.
But I thought Oakley was gonna be a little more antsy towards the end.
Yeah.
He sat there like a champ the whole time.
Yeah.
He was. I felt bad though. He sat. I didn't want him sitting on the end next to someone he didn't know.
Yeah. No,
we had the 2 kids on the inside of us.
Right.
But poor thing, had to sit behind a mom, and so he was like this
the whole time.
I was like, "Do you want to sit in my lap?" No. I'm like, "Okay, well, supper." So I told him to sit on his knees, and you know how
it's a fold,
So my leg was on the end,
literally
the whole time.
That's what Shannon has to do when I go to the movies. Like that's how it is constantly for me. Because if not, my legs are like this. Well, Brian's winking at me. Brian's winking at me because I'm like folded leg in half. I'm like, I'm Gumby. And she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, not okay." And then she has to put her leg on it and push me down.
Yeah,
it's a big wreck.
And then we put the coats behind him so that way he wouldn't fall through.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, my dad used to do that. Used to do the whole, that or the hand.
Yeah.
Like he put his hand like right underneath.
It was like in a weird spot.
Yeah, so I know. It is. And he would just kind of, or he put his hand over it.
Yeah.
And just kind of sit there and have me like flip around,
I know a few things about folding people in half. I'm sure you do.
I need a cigarette.
It's getting hot in here. Buddy, he never says that to me.
I know. Trust me. He doesn't say that about me either. He's gonna be like, how do you spell? He's
gonna send the vomiting emojis.
Oh, so I don't know. We had this crazy week. We had this like classic person come in. I don't know what's wrong with society nowadays, and I'm going to make fun of little things here. We had like someone come in, and it was the so what can I do? This is what you can do. I don't really want that.
Oh my fucking god!
I don't want that. Okay, okay. So we're champs at this now. Like, well, I feel like I've learned how to. I'm not manipulate, but like being serious about it. Like I try to get the fluff out of everything. Like it's all direct, not beating around the bush, straight to the point. So I'm like, listen, if I come out this pup, he is going to go through 3 hours of real pain. And why do that? I'm not here to hurt a dog. Like I'm not here.
Right.
So it's better off just giving a haircut, let it grow back, and just move it along. Brian's not quite. So
Brian came in? Sorry. So you're not gonna go out this pup.
So and they're like, oh, I understand completely. And then I'm like, and you don't want to pay the price because it's going to be like
stupid money.
Yeah, like $400, and you have to come back like 2 other days.
Yeah.
Like oh yeah, that's okay. Okay, okay, what? Oh yeah, I'll pay that price. You're like, no. I'm not going to do that. I was just saying like that on top of how much you have to go through. And I feel like they still find ways to find the door to kind of make it. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So you're going to do that.
Not doing it. Go somewhere else.
and you get that way. You're like, if you don't want to do it, no, we want to bring it here. We want you to do it. It's like,
because they tried other places,
right? And said no. yeah, and that's usually what it is. Yeah. And it's like, I know it's the same way with you. I know it's like, except the difference is I'm talking to kind of a parent,
right?
And they're bringing their kid in, if you will, and it's just like
they can't talk,
right? And they're just
like, know what's going on,
and they're like, yeah, no, and you're like, no, I don't think you caught on to this. No, it's not going to happen this way. And they're just, I don't know, they get tunnel vision. They just don't hear. I think they don't listen to you.
Oh, they do.
I think this is what the world's become.
They hear what they want to hear.
Yeah, it's like they're so determined to get their way that they're like, I'm just going to keep saying no because you need the money. And I'm like, no, I do need the money, but not that bad because I'm not going to do this to the dog.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, I'm going to hurt this dog. Like you're almost like, I'm going to hurt this dog. Imagine pulling. Yeah, okay. And you're just like,
so you're okay with me abusing your dog.
And then I feel like we take the pup, and then I feel like we still aren't 100% clear, even though I've said 3 times we're giving a haircut. Like we're giving a haircut, nice and short. And I always feel like they came in, oh, wow, I didn't think you were going to cut it down short. And you're like,
okay, so we did discuss that it was going to be short.
That and the whole, when you said I had to be here by 8, I didn't need to be here by 8, did I?
Right.
Like that is
like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
No. 8.
Okay, so I'll be
because at 8:10 we tell you, we'll be there at 5. We're officially all closed.
Right.
And I don't know what it is. And it reminds me of my next door neighbor. We had a next door neighbor who kid rode the bus, but they went that way. But it was highway. And my kid would catch the bus this way. So she would oversleep for her bus stop, bring the kid to our bus stop, which wasn't a bus stop, it was our house, and then tell my girlfriend at the time to watch her kid while she took off to work because she was late to work. And I'm going,
I mean, my parents definitely did that. So I'm not going to put my input on that.
Wow, you guys had gone to a different bus stop? I just imagine you guys wasn't there because it was Conference Point. Did you guys just have like a bus stop, like a main stop that everyone walked to?
No, we had stops throughout the neighborhood.
Really?
But because nobody wants to drive down my street, we always had to walk to the end of the street or down a couple streets.
Right. But you had to walk to the bus stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my parents, like, we would walk by ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah, no, but this girl couldn't cross East Main Road.
Or on the way back home, if nobody was home, we'd go to a family friend's down the street.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But see, it's a group bus stop.
Yeah.
I had a personal bus, like it's it's at your house.
Yeah.
Like it's not a bus stop for 6 kids to go to.
I always wanted a bus stop at my house.
I
do, but I did, but I didn't. I did. Fat me wanted it. The other part of me was like, I'm glad nobody knows where I live.
Yeah, my thing was as soon as I got on, because I got picked up at Perry's Plush Pooch, and that's what's the name of it at the time. Yeah. It's called Plush Pooch now, but it's like right away. Bitches. Yeah, I got rid of that shit.
Fuck that name. What'd you change it to?
Plush Pooch. I got really original. You didn't even see that coming, did you? That's why I changed it.
Never do. Yeah, you do.
So, no warning? Just,
surprise! There were a few times the bus driver decided to drop me off at the house directly, and I hated it. Really? I think that's only one time, but it's because
I used to get made fun of because my dad was a dog groomer.
Oh, yeah, because they'd make fun of.
I mean, they made fun of me, but it's the 80s, so everybody had something to say about something. So everybody, it's still there. In the 80s was rough because they would just anything. And of course, you know what the worst thing about me was? I would be honest, I was stupid because I was stupid because I would just. Okay, I am stupid. I'm like, no, but I would just say things without thinking like they're the bigger joke.
Yeah.
So what does your dad do? My dad, gives haircuts and combs out dogs and breeds dogs, and he's a professional handler. And I would use all the right terms to be like, oh, okay, I'm being Mr. Cool, and then it would all happen.
Right.
So your dad breeds? Yeah. What kind of dogs does he breed? How does he breed them? And he's like, well, and of course I would have been there, so you kind of explain what's going on. And all of a sudden you're like, your dad does what? And I'm like,
your dad watches dog porn?
And all of a sudden, in your head, you're like, oh no. Yeah. And I was that kid that I just said things because I didn't think. Right. I didn't think that way.
Well, because you thought they were genuinely asking you.
And
yeah.
Right down. Yeah. Like, and I was just like, and then I would have to hear it for the next 3 months of like, yeah, Dad. I'm like, yeah. Guess what? I got money to go ride a horse. So shut up. Like that became my attitude. Like whatever you got to say, my parents own their own house. Like we pay bills, we have cars. Like what? Yeah. Who cares what he does? Like, if he, and that was
rolling in the dough.
Yeah, like I just remember that being a big thing in school, and I don't know. I didn't let that stuff bother me, but kids were tough back then. Tough. And I feel like nowadays, the world's different now. I know there's still bullies, but I don't know. I'd love to live in this generation. I would love to. Because as soon as someone would be like, no, I'd like, click. Clicko. And I'd be like, that's it. They're like, oh, have you heard? I haven't heard from anybody.
I love that Marin was that way from the start.
Oh, yeah. I know. Marin had one moment where she came in and she was like, I'm getting bullied online. And she was like getting cried. Now, she's getting bullied a lot in school in Portsmouth. And I was like, honey, they're on a computer. Mm-hmm. She's like, yeah. I'm like, just turn it off. I'm like, whatever they say, it's like, they're going to say, who cares? And she's like, yeah, but what about, I'm like, what about what? Well, what if they say what? Mm-hmm. All right, let me help you. You're fat. Does that help you? You're fat, Marin. I'm fat. Okay? Dad's fat. I'm ugly. I'm old. What else? I'm short. What else is there? Like, once you get everything out, it's done, Marin. Just move on. Like, it's not like this forever, Marin. You're going to meet people when you get older. They're going to mature. And if I'm short, fat, and have found love, you'll find love. Like, you know what I mean? Just don't listen to this crap. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I don't know, like the hamster wheel went, and I was pretty blunt with her, and she just turned it off. Yeah. And then But I didn't have. She didn't have a cell phone. She didn't. All she had was a laptop until 8th grade, and then when she
Mhm.
went with her mom, she got a cell phone. And then by then, I think she was ready for it. She
Yeah.
doesn't. She doesn't deal with it. I think
Yeah.
kind of teaching her life without all that stuff made her a better person. I mean, that's my view. I know other parents will say no, because I've
Mhm.
seen parents like, "Here's my phone." My kids never touched either one of our phones
Yeah.
ever, ever. We didn't want them dropped. We didn't have the money for
Right.
getting new, so it was
Right.
never that stuff. We never put like, "Here you go, watch a movie." Like,
Yeah.
I see people at dinner, and all you can hear is like Paw Patrols, and you're just like, "You're at a restaurant. Why do you need?" And it's
Mhm.
like, "Well, that keeps her quiet." You're like,
You're supposed to be loud.
"Well, this is the point. Like,
Yeah.
how this,
How are they gonna learn?
how are they going to learn this stuff?"
Yeah.
I mean, kids are kids.
Mhm.
That's why I hate the thing. Like, somebody was saying, one of the things that should be changed is like a baby shouldn't be flying on a plane. Okay, listen, guys. Like, I get it. In a perfect world, everyone's happy on a plane. No one's happy on a plane. I feel like
Mhm.
nobody's happy on a plane. If it's a long flight,
I'm
you're
just trying to get there.
yeah, and then you're trying like
I'm
not let
trying
my
not
head
to freak
explode.
out.
I'm
Yeah.
trying like because you ever get that pressure in your head and
Mhm.
you're just like, I just want to get there. Like, I don't care what's screaming. I don't care what's going on.
I get a lot of anxiety flying, so I'm just getting through that.
I had my very first panic attack. I think
You
it was the
did?
very first panic attack. That or I was having a stroke and dying or something.
Oh,
Like,
well,
I'm dead serious.
congratulations.
Like, I went and I was like, oh my
What happened?
god! I literally,
When?
it was a couple of days ago. I was watching TV, doing nothing, and I was stressing about things. Like, my shoulder was hurting,
Mhm.
and I was stressing about work and money, and like,
Yeah.
when you get old, I swear to God, you stress about stupid shit
Mhm.
because you just think like you get in that rat race. I call
Yeah.
it the rat race.
Yeah.
I got so stressed. I walked right into and I was, I'm like, I think I'm having a panic. I'm like, really? Like, is this what happens? And I was like, is this supposed to be scary? And I'm like, and I was like, I'm going
Yeah.
to die because I can't breathe. And I'm like, walked into my computer room, sat in my chair, and said, take me. I'm ready. And then I calmed down, and then it was all like I could breathe fine. I'm like, ah.
God damn it.
I know I was because I was just like I don't know. I was a piece of me that was just like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm just good. And then it was just weird. It was the weirdest thing. And it was very like the weight. Like, they talk about the weight
Mhm.
thing, and you can't catch your breath. And I was like, what was that over? I've never had one before.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that shit can't happen again. That was stupid. That was a waste of my time. I was mad. I got mad afterwards. I was like, what the hell was that? Like, I
Yeah.
had like a good 10 minutes of like thinking that I need to breathe
Yeah.
more and then I'm like, that's it. Got up, walked into my computer, sat on my computer chair, leaned back, and said, okay, this is a place where I want to be found. And I was like, what happened to the deep
I
breath? Like,
found me.
all of a sudden, like, found me! I could breathe, and I could just breathe again. It was crazy.
I love planes unless the flight is into alright. Yes. No. Okay.
Yeah. No, that, you know what? Actually, speaking of that, I went to Florida when I was a kid. For 2 weeks to go ride or 3 weeks to go ride,
Mhm.
and my horse had been shipped down there, so I flew all by myself.
Mhm.
And because I was 15, I had to have that like the wings and like
Accompaniment.
somebody
Yeah.
take you. And that's nothing. There's nothing worse than that. Especially when I was 15, I used to do everything. I used to walk around and ride
Right.
my bike to
Things were
Newport.
so different
Like,
back
yeah, I
then.
know it
Yeah.
was like I'm
It
sure
was
I
before 9/11.
yeah,
So it's quite a bit
way
before that.
before that, right? And they're like, I'm really sorry you have to do this, but this is policy, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. People have to sign you out, and you feel so stupid. You feel like a baby,
Right.
or at least I did, and I was so,
Right.
I don't want to say mature, but totally thought I was for my age, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. And I remember going and being like,
Is
so
it 18 that you can fly by yourself and no problem, or is
I
it
think so.
16?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
8. Oh, I at least was 18
Yeah.
in my
Let me
time.
look it up.
So that's why we have all these things.
Yeah. I guess I
So,
can. Continue.
so I'm like sitting there, and I'm bundled up because I'm coming from the island, and I'm leaving during like this Arctic blast. No snow, just Arctic blast. So I have a sweater on, I have a turtleneck, I have a pair of pants on, I have thick shoes, because it's cold. It's an Arctic blast.
Yeah.
So I go, I like shit you not. like halfway through the flight, like I'm like taking off my jacket. I'm like, I get to Florida. Everyone's looking at me. I've got sweat coming down my face because I have a turtleneck. Like, I just left an Arctic blast. To 70 some odd degrees, 78, humid. Like humid. Yeah. I'm like,
oh my god, there's nothing more humid and then, than Florida, Orlando, fucking
yes,
airport.
Well, I was in West Palm Beach, so I was a little further down. So, but I literally felt like I was like someone was just water. I was breathing water. I was underwater. I was like, oh my god. And of course, first thing someone says, why are you dressed like that? I'm like, I just came from Rhode Island. It was like -3 or something, like with windshields. It was. And now then the best part was I ended up doing the opposite. I'm all nice, short sleeve shirt, shorts. Yeah. Come back to snow. I came back to snow, and I came back with my dad. My dad flew down the second week or whatever to fly down, spend a few days, and fly back with me. And then we come back, and I'm like, barely a jacket. I get on we land, and I'm like, oh my god! And I'm like trying to find. No, they're like pouring. I cut out some light. You know what? I actually had ice carvings. I was like,
Miles was here.
92. Chink chink. And it was
Didn't eat the wings. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Didn't need the wings.
To update you, it's children ages 15 to 17 are permitted to travel as a standard passenger. Go to footnote. Provided they can present a valid ID to security personnel.
Oh yeah, well,
so as long as you have an ID.
Yeah, but I wasn't it wasn't for me because I was 15. Right. So, these rules might change because of 9/11 too. Don't forget, this is way.
Depends on the airline. 15 to 17 is the typical age range to fly alone.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen for me that way, so whatever.
Okay. I don't know you.
Move along.
What the fuck?
But I remember, I freezed my ass off when coming back. I was so.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh my god, because I had all my jackets in my bag.
Like flying home cold.
No, cold. I think the worst part is flying to complete opposite scales. I think that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Because then whatever you have on,
it's just wrong.
It's going to be wrong, and once you land, it hits you.
Right, unless you're changing in the bathroom, which
there's no room to change. Right. Have you ever been in a bathroom? Yeah. I'm like, I can't even fit in the bathroom.
We were in some airport, and they had instead of like the normal stalls where you can see under. Whatever, it was like rooms.
Right. Yeah.
There's a wall. Here's the side of the toilet.
Yeah.
Same on the other side. Yeah. And it's like, what are you doing in there? Like if you were any bigger than this, then you cannot use the bathroom there.
I tried going to the bathroom one time. I had to go desperately on a school trip, and we had a bus, one of the Bonanza buses, and I tried to go in there. Like the second I walked in, I was like, nope. I walked in, I was like, I think I'm gonna shit myself. That's okay. Like I'm over here. It won't smell any worse than it does now. So it's a public bus. I was like, oh my god, it was so small. It was so like this.
I'd always end up in the back somehow, next to the toilet. Like my whole friend group was like, "We'll sit in the back." I'm like, "Why? Why today?" School bus, regular school bus. I understand.
Yeah, I know because it's entrained in your life that way. It's so weird. You ever hear when we were kids? I don't know. This is our age difference, so we gotta explain. When you were a kid, was the coolest thing to go sit in the back of the bus?
Yeah.
Like being that little one seat or that one person seat or two people seats. It depends how little you are.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then being right next to it. That's the coolest place. But if you listen to history, the coolest place to be was the front of the bus, and the worst place to be was the back of the bus. And I'm always like, what? When I read things, it'd be like, and they had to sit in the back. I'm like, oh, that's the best seat. Like everyone else dies when they hit the car, not you. Like that's what I think. I think if you're gonna hit something, those people are all gonna die.
Right.
Not like you have chances to be in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, if you read history, it's always they had to be made sit in the front. You're like, made? Be like, hell no. I'd be like, I'd love to sit in the back. Screw that. It's weird. But I don't know. You get that, and then of course when you're a kid, everyone's like, let's get to the back of the bus.
Right.
Until you sit next to the toilet, and then you're like, And there's always that one guy.
Oh.
There's always that one guy
who like has to like blow it up like the first 10 minutes of the ride. You could have gone before we left.
I know.
We were waiting there for 3 hours.
I know. Doesn't it feel like you're sitting at school for like 20 hours before the buses get there?
Right.
The buses get there, and then the first guy's like, oh, and it's always that big guy. Am I right? You know it. It's always that big guy, not fat. But he's always that man child.
Right.
That you're like, you know. No. Don't you don't. No, guys. I just gotta go back. You're like, oh. And then it's like, he's in there for like, you're over there going like, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1030. Oh my God, he's shitting in there. Like, you get to a point where you're like, it's been too long.
Yeah.
And then he opens the door and everyone goes, am I right? No,
the spray.
Like everybody's like, there is no sprays. And there's always that one person. Oh my God, I remember this on one of the trips. That's all right. I got cologne. I'm like, oh good.
Oh good.
Now it smells like
an axe. Like
it was the shirt. No, what the hell? No, it's Polo. It was someone had like Polo. This is the 90s, so someone had Polo in the green bottle, and he sprayed it. I'm like
way too much. And then you get like a shit cologne.
Like I was like, oh great, it's shit wearing cologne, Polo. Your eyes are now watering 100 times because it has that Polo has that alcohol really small. Like I don't know if you remember that old, because I know there's different kind, but it'd be like hitting your face, you'd be like, oh, I fixed it, guys.
I'm with the windows.
Oh, then you can't on those. You can't. You're like, they're like,
they don't
punch us. Yeah. Those are the ones that only open if like the whole thing falls out. Because I know, because we had a bus driver. Don't open those; they'll fall out. And then we're reading. We're like, I don't care. I just picture this window whipping out on the highway. He's some car, and we're like, we're tying a Polo shit. Oh my God. And the worst thing is, I have a picture of the guy who knows do it. Like it was a kid I knew in school, and he would just every time, and he was 6-something, and he was a full man. Like he was man, and he's just like, "What are you doing? God, no, please don't go into the bathroom." No, I'm good, guys. They're like, no, you're not. No, you're not good.
You invited this guy.
He's a man child. He has a mustache. We're in freshman.
I don't think this guy's ever shot before. This is the first shit in his entire life.
I swear to God, there was one friend who's like, did you even flush? And I was like, I'm not checking. And the worst thing is you're laughing because it's so bad.
You have to laugh because otherwise you cry.
I was crying. It was from the bird, from the Polo shit. And I'm like, oh my God. And then he comes out with that big grit ass smile because you know what he did.
Right.
And of course, everyone's trying to grab the door and close it without breathing. You're like, close the door. And then you always have that one girl, I don't feel good. You're like, I wouldn't go if I was you. Yeah, but I really don't feel good. You're like, and they open the door and they're like, what? And then you hear them gagging in the bathroom.
I'm going to throw up. You need to stop that.
Oh, I remember totally being like, oh God, I want to sit in the front now. I remember that so clearly. It's always that one kid, and I remember him all the time, and he thought he was, I was like, I feel like there was a bunch of school trips that I feel like all of us had to go on. Like that 8th grade, I was 7th, 8th grade, freshman year, like all of us had to go. Like, so it'd be the same crew. It wasn't, later on was different, of what classes we were in. But I remember that there was always that one, it was like, oh, we get to ride the nice bus. So you don't feel every bump. Because that's the worst when you're like, you're on the highway and it's like.
They can recline for like that much. Like, wow, this is nice.
Yeah. It was like, look, it reclines. You're like, what?
Please put the seats back up.
Yeah, you gotta make sure the seat back up. You're like, okay. And I was like, watch, I'm going to be a rebel. Because it really does. It's like this.
Yeah.
Or like, it doesn't even have a recline. Like, it just has a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
So that was back. We would go all the time for a band, but that was back when I had a cyst on my tailbone that I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, anything like that was, like, the worst time of
Oh,
my
yeah,
life.
driving on the school buses must have been way worse because they don't have shocks.
School buses, we didn't go far, so it didn't matter.
Oh, okay.
But because we were on the bus for so long.
Oh, yeah.
The good ones.
And they're like, oh, yeah, the good ones. And they're like, look, it's like, these are nice seats. You, like, walk over there, like, you touch it, like, rock hard. You're like, nice seats? Yeah. Like, at least the school bus has a freaking foam. That fake foam.
Right. And then the texture of the like, carpet.
Yeah, I know.
The carpet seats.
Yeah. Like, and it's always going one direction. It's like an arrow to show you how you should be sitting. You know what I'm talking about?
And then they have the TV up there, but it doesn't work. Yeah. No audio.
Oh, can we watch
only audio?
No. That's for 8-hour drives. Well, what were we on? We were on 7.5 hours. We're like, oh, no TV for us, huh? No audio. Yeah, it works, but yeah, they would never turn it on. There's always it's broken. Something didn't work on it, but they wouldn't show you like. Well, they wouldn't be like, see, can't hear anything. It'd be like, listen, we're all dying of polo shit here. Yeah. We need something.
Miss Sherman, if you're on Miss Sherman's bus, she would only play G-rated.
Oh, did you even? I didn't.
G-rated or PG or something like that. Yeah. She would not do anything over that.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, trust me.
And then whatever they did turn on is like you couldn't hear it because they didn't turn it up.
Did you have those kids who like had to make like a fort in the back so they could sleep?
No.
Like they put the blankets over like 3 things, like over like the chairs, and try to bundle up. He's like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, the lights bother me." I'm like, "We just spent all day." I was like, "Is the polo shit bothering you?" Like, I don't need to shave for 3 weeks.
No, I don't think that we were allowed to do that because of the whole hanky pinky shit. Oh, it was G-rated.
G-rated, yeah. I was just like, no, I never got to see a movie ever. I don't even think I saw a movie on a plane when I flew on a plane.
I think I got to do it like once, I think. But all the other planes, like, didn't have it.
The first thing I thought of when I went on a plane, I got a meal. Remember, I think one of my planes were like dinner. Ew. And like, the tray came out like this big. Like everything was like for little people. Like it was like.
You're like, gone.
It was like sitting there like, you ever see those toys? You ever see those toys that are like, they're products, but they're made for little, like they're little tiny products.
Oh, like the mini brands?
Yeah, the mini brands. That's what it was for like for dinner. I was like, what the hell? And they came out with the little soup, and I was like, what's this? It's like a soup. I thought it was a drink. The can was like this big. I was like,
gourmet.
I was like, I'll pass. I don't want to have polo shit today. I'm good. I didn't. I was like, no. I was like, forget it. The guy next to me was like, eating peanuts galore, though.
Mm.
That's when they would
get crunching.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than hearing people chew.
I remember one time, the first time I flew down all by myself, they put me in the exit thing. I'm like, oh, I'm not old enough to be on here, but
I'm allowed to sit there.
Yeah, I was what? Because the stewardess was like, oh, sit here, it'll be easier for you, and I'm like, and then the guy's like, well, if you sit in the seat, you got to make sure, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this, right. Even though I liked the leg room, but I was like, let me just tell you, we're crashing. We're done. Because I'm just going to hold on to the door and go right out. I'm just going to be like, whoosh. Fuck y'all, motherfucker. No polo shit for me.
Peace out. See you soon, guys.
Just see my little pygmy legs. You
get sucked in.
And I sucked out the air. And I'm like, because I swear to God that would happen to me. Trust me. A lot of people are like, oh, pigs can't fly. I would have been like, that's it. I'm done.
That was me. I would cover my head with a blanket and sleep.
Yeah, see, I told you, I always had.
I wouldn't be able to sleep on the plane.
I can't sleep on planes, cars. Like I can sleep in somebody's car. Like if I trust you. Like if you're driving, like if we're taking turns driving, I can sleep.
I can't sleep in a car.
But I can't sleep when a strange second party's driving. Like I can't, like on a bus, like you know what I mean, like on a bus or.
Well, it's always so loud that I was like, and I have to have like complete silence or like I sleep with a noise machine.
Yeah, I do.
And because I wake up to everything, so it's like, what's the point of even trying?
And I just
I can't nap either because I get headaches.
I can't do any of that because I always in my head I'm always that guy. It's like, what would you do if the bus just broke in half? And I'd be like, okay, I would unbuckle my seatbelt. I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy that like, you know, I'm that guy that I drive over the bridge. Yeah. I'm over the bridge going, what happens if the bridge just fell? Well, if my car goes head first, this is what, if it goes back end first, this is what I'm going to, like, I have one of those guys. I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Fucking bridge crash on me. I'm good for this. You know, none of it will work.
No.
But I'm ready. I'm going to be like, la la, click. Like, everything's happening. And it's going to slow motion for me. I'm going to be like, click, seatbelt off. Rolling down the window. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that. No, it doesn't anymore. I'm still back in the 80s rolling down my window. I love how I use this hand.
Window.
This hand. Like, opening the door. No. I'm opening the window. So when I hit the water, I can get out. Because if I open the door, it can slam shut. And then I can injure. See, that's how far I'm thinking ahead. And by the way, if it goes front end first, then I know that I'm going to hit the trunk to open up the trunk. And then I'm going to get my way to the trunk. Because it's a hatchback, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm out. By the way, I can't swim for shit, so I'm fucking dead anyway, so I don't bother doing any of this. And the rest of the bridge is falling on me. I haven't even thought of that. I haven't thought of the whole Tetris, like, I love when people are like, oh, that sounds like a good plan. You're going to live. I'm like, yeah, we haven't even talked about the shit still falling. We just picture me just falling, and that's it.
Right.
I swear, I'll have moments where I'll think things up.
Thing to fall into
like I literally will drive out for something, be like, yeah, I got that. I'm like, until the rest of the bridge falls on me. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Like,
and then I can't swim.
And I can't swim. Like, I used to tell my daughter all the time, she goes, what, Dad, what happened? Something happened. I said, listen, Daddy can't swim. Oh my God, what will happen? I said, Daddy will die, and you just float on my dead corpse.
Ew.
And just paddle your way, and then you'll have my body to do something, to bury me. She's like, but you'll be dead. I said, but I saved your life. See, I'll be a hero.
Ew. I'd rather die.
Because I'm not going to be like, Jack, bye. I'll be like, here I am.
Bitch, move over. You got room up there.
I know, I can't. I just think to myself, like, I can't watch that movie. Because I've watched that like 15 times because I used to be a riding instructor, and the big thing was once a week we used to take all the girls out. Not all little.
We used to take all the little girls out.
Yeah, well, at that time, the other instructor, which was a girl, a woman, and we used to all go out. And and of course, they all loved this, Leonardo at the time. So we had to go see it. And every time I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, there's 1,000 things this guy could be laying on.
Right. And he just chooses to let her.
Like, he just chooses to be like, oh, I'm just going to sit here in the cold water.
He wanted to die. You could tell.
Yeah. That's one of those. You know what it is, though? Jack, like, that Titanic is completely correct all the way until Jack and, like, Rose. Like, that, those are two, like, fictional characters. Yeah. And that's why this asinine story. Because everybody else makes sense.
Right.
Everyone goes, yeah, I get that. I get that. I get that. Like, I see why you did that. Everybody else is like,
the part where like the old couple lay together.
That's actually a true story. That's true.
I understand that
because I know that
I'd be sad, but so cute.
But I do that.
Yeah.
Like I always like with people like down in Florida and they're like, why didn't they leave during the hurricane? What do you want them to do?
Right.
Like one has a breathing problem. One's really old. Like one has maybe a bad back or oxygen tank. It's like what do you want them to do?
Right.
And if something gets all destroyed, they're like, but they're still alive. They have absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Except like a area of ground that's theirs, or or it's as if they own it. Mm-hmm. That's why I think sometimes I understand why they like bundle up with each other and they just.
Yeah.
I get it. Like I don't know. I don't think I understood that when I was younger. I think I'm getting that more, and as I get older, like you don't got much time. Like you're F it. Like if the house falls on you, you want to make sure you're with the person you love, not. Oh, it's real crazy. I swear to God, I could never fall asleep on those buses. But I know people that used to make the like Brian said, the whole freaking tent, and you'd be
I'm
like,
surprised he got away with that. They were like,
yeah, but it's not like he had a girl there with him, so.
no, we had a guy with him. Same thing. You couldn't even like
No,
do this to somebody.
you know, well now remember not
Well, back then for you,
back
it was fine.
then it would have been fine.
For us, it wasn't.
I remember like girls in the back would always have like this like giant like harem, like it would just be all these little like because it would be like all these little blankets, and I was like, what do you have a blanket for? Like we're going to New York. What the hell would you bring a blanket? Well, I have to have my trusty, you know, blah blah blah.
Okay,
and you're
well,
like,
I am that person.
okay,
Yeah, but I wouldn't like make a fort out of it.
yeah, I had a boyfriend. Yes, I actually remember that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, pain in the ass. I didn't care for that guy. Sorry, nothing personal, Brian.
Whoop-de-doo.
I don't think it. What?
We'll call him Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah,
that's what Kiki used to call him.
I knew. I want to be honest. I know. I don't want to get too deep, but I knew he was a little off when they both had matching haircuts. You know what I'm talking about. I was like, okay, we have gone to stalker mode because you guys are together and you guys think this is cute. This is not cute. Sorry, Brian. I won't get your life into it, but I knew at that moment.
The rules didn't apply to me. Well, must be nice. Wow.
Brian's like, I think that was one of my first clues too.
Should have saw the red flag then.
Just saying. I just.
What was that, month one?
I don't know. I didn't know how long they were together at that point.
I'm glad he moved out of his Ronald McDonald hair.
Oh my god. That was the red hair. Oh my goodness. It wasn't even like Auburn or red. It was legitimately Ronald McDonald's.
Fire truck red.
Yeah, it was Ronald McDonald's. I actually asked for some fries when we went to.
I thought we were at Six Flags. He had a lot more red flags than that, buddy. Bitch, shut up.
6. Yeah. No. Oh my gosh. But that was that was the biggest flag. As soon as I saw that, I was like,
Brian, who's allowed to dye your hair? That's me, right?
Just shut up. I'm sorry, Brian. Sorry. No, I don't want to make fun of Brian. He's a good guy. I like Brian.
I like to make fun of him.
I know you can. It's a gay thing. Us straight people make fun of him. We get in trouble.
The gay hate crime.
Only Jess could do your hair.
Like I said, like kids.
Was it him that did it? Wait a minute. Did he do it?
No, his boyfriend. Your boyfriend did that, right? Whoop-de-doo did that.
Really? Did?
Oh, I think so. I think Whoop-de-doo.
Please do not tell me it was his idea. Like
whose idea was it?
Whoop-de's idea.
Let us know.
I remember the very first time. Now, I'm in the 90s.
You ever dye your hair?
No, I've wanted to, but I had very, very black hair, like of dark black hair, and I had an oily hair, like in
you put some in your beard.
And I've been told I would have to do A, B, C, and I was like, yeah, no. Mm-hmm. Like my big dyeing my hair is when it goes all gray. That's why I've been waiting for. I'm so excited to have gray hair. And I was like, oh, you want to dye that? I'm like, no, I've been waiting forever. I mean, like, this is finally my hair is going to change from jet black to some other color.
Yeah.
You know.
Mom was responsible for the red. Oh, poor mom. Mom did.
Yeah, but
whose idea was it?
My thing was I remember years ago, and then it was about 1990, I think. A girl, I think a class above us, decided to dye her hair green, and
that shit doesn't come out.
Like she did this, like it looked like a lime green, like it didn't come out right, and she said she liked it. But it looked like there was fungus on her head at the time because it was like yellow because it didn't come out right. Oh, that's my impression. It didn't come out right.
Yeah.
And this is the 90s now. Like we're not talking. So girls or guys who dyed your hair in the 90s were usually like punk. Those like real punkers, like or whatever. Like listen to punk music type of stuff. And I remember she's like, I love it, and we're like, okay. And I remember it was like. It looked like I remember someone saying this, and I liked her, so I liked her as a friend because she was in theater, and I was trying not to like make fun of it.
Mhm.
But someone said to her one day they got mad at her for something and said that she looked like a moldy piece of bread. And I took every ounce of like energy not to like.
You gotta walk away.
I was sweating because I was with that day with your dad. I was just like, oh my gosh, because it was perfect. It did look like that, you know. It was so like it came out so bad. I think now probably as an adult she's like, yeah, it did come out bad. But when she was a kid, she was like, this is perfect.
Right.
And she had beautiful.
She cried in the mirror every day.
She had beautiful blonde hair at the time, and she had like that real vibrant type of blonde where it was like a real
Almost
like
white.
like a yellow whitish like a it was like a really beautiful, and she decides to dye it like a green yellow, and I'm like,
well,
I think we all do that.
Also didn't know her color theory, and that she should have.
I don't think we remember. This
Nobody
is 90s.
But what I'm saying is, like, she needed to put some color theory into it, and then it would have been perfect.
I feel like there's a lot of people nowadays who don't understand how to dye their hair.
Yeah.
And they just go out and they just dye their hair, and it's like,
well, it's like you see all these pictures or all these videos of people like, I'm gonna cut my hair. I watched enough videos.
Explains it all. It was his idea.
Yeah.
He's like,
but it's like
he was trying to be a Happy Meal.
Were you a Happy Meal?
Don't ask for the toy inside.
Here's the toy outside. But you see all these videos of girls cutting their hair and like not learning their lessons, and like just fucking go to the hairdresser. Go to Supercuts. They'll do better for you. Like, I don't care.
I don't know if that. I have to say, in my day, I feel like the kids who cut their hair were all like 5, 6, 7, like that age.
No, they're
like,
all like
no. Yeah. My generation.
I understand that.
And I don't feel, and I felt like there were a few of those girls as they got older that they would do like, oh, I've been messing with hair. Let me try A or B, and then it'd be like a little something here, and you go, okay, that don't look good. Like, you know what I mean? Now I seem to watch tons of TikToks or whatever they're called, and you're just like, no, don't. Oh,
my favorite is when
like they're pushing their hair, like, watch this, I'm gonna cut it right here, and you're like,
stop.
I'm a dog groomer, and I know that's gonna look like crap. Like, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden,
they
go back, and it's like all uneven. And I'm like,
it looks great. Or
as soon as they hang up, they're like, oh my god, what did I do?
My favorite is when they have the kitchen scissors, which are chunky.
Yeah.
And they're trying to point cut.
Oh.
No, they're trying to point cut. Yeah. But they also only have like this much to point cut. So it's like, that's doing nothing, honey. You gotta like really like have at least this much and then point
Those
cut.
Are the ones that aren't that brave. They're like, I'm gonna mess up this little piece. And they're like, oh, I have it. Oh, look how good it looks. And you're like, you did nothing, but we'll act like it's something because that's better than the girl in the back.
They chopped like this much up, but they're also like looking like this, and then like they cut too much because they're also like putting their eyebrows up.
Right. And then when they put their head up, there's like their foreheads now here.
Yeah. And they have like all of a sudden have bangs up here. It's like, well, what do you think was gonna happen?
No, I
like know. Always start small. Like, why are we taking up 5 to 10 inches in the front for bangs?
I know.
Like,
I know.
I'd rather
even Brian can say you can't just take 5 to 10 inches right away. You got to work up for that.
Right. No fingers though.
I didn't say that. Not you. I feel like there's some gay hate crime here.
No. But it's like, I'd rather cut your hair 45 more times than to cut too much off.
Right. Exactly.
So like whenever people want bangs, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do like just a little bit, and
that's the only thing I like.
We'll dry them and we'll see.
That's the only thing I like about being a guy, because like I'll grow out my hair.
Yeah.
And like, okay, there's a point where my hair, because of the way my hair is, it doesn't do this anymore. Like my hair doesn't do this. It starts doing this.
Yeah.
Like I get the kid in play. Like I can actually make it like a square top and just be like. I actually harassed my Grayson because she's like, I said, I will embarrass you in the store. She goes, no, you won't. She goes, there's nothing you can do that can embarrass me. I literally took off my hat and went like that, and my hair stayed that way.
Can we see? Or is it too short now?
No, it is long enough to do it.
Wow.
Like my hair will stay completely up and will not go down.
And this is natural. No
this
product.
is no product. And I just took a shower. That's what keeps my hair from going down is my hats. But you can see, everyone thinks I'm bald all the time. Everyone's like, "Oh, you must be bald." I'm like, "No, far from it. I'm actually growing out my hair for a character for one of our lives. That is my hair right here.
You know what you kind of look like?
I think I feel like a troll. I feel like a troll.
No, you say that, yeah.
I'm about that size.
You know that kid from Incredibles that wants to be Mr. Incredible sidekick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need a little wisp on the side, like.
Yeah. What's his name?
There you go.
You look like a bulldog. What is his name?
I don't know, but that is my hair right there. You look like a troll doll. Yeah, I just said
syndrome.
Syndrome. Yeah, I have a syndrome. It's called froey hair. El froo. So that's my hair right there.
I like this little piece of my back that just stay down.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to train it to go down because I don't want it to. Because literally, I'm at home and my hair's out here, and it curls. It does the curl out, and it drives me crazy. I'm like,
you don't have hair tie?
Yeah, but the problem is it can't because my hair's so froey that I have to gel it, then put a.
Can we braid it?
There you go. You can braid it for me.
Remember when we used to do your hair?
Yeah. No, I used to.
You're the reason why I do hair now.
No, I remember. What is it? One time you guys got a bunch of elastics. And you guys
elastics. You had clips.
Yeah, clips. Barrettes, you got barrettes, and there was all this stuff in my hair.
Uncle Giles, can we play with your hair?
I know, and I just laid there, and you're like, "Ah!" I'm like, "Yeah, you're okay." You're like, "Yeah, I'm okay." I was like, I think my brain just came out of my toe.
I'm surprised you're not pulled from us yet. You just have to brush it out.
And the worst,
you put up with their shit?
Because you're a kid, and it never bothered me because I felt like at one time I was a kid and somebody let me do those things, not hair, but
They've only wanted to play with my hair one time.
Just wait till she gets a little bit older. Usually around that 8, 9, 10,
True.
They get really into hair.
I had a kid come in the other day.
Yeah.
And she's 8.
Matt! He's our clown.
If you remember my Jimmy Neutron notes, who could forget?
I look like Jimmy Neutron. That's a good one too.
Yeah. But what was I saying?
You're talking about a kid coming into it.
Oh, she's 8.
Okay.
And her dad came too. And we were talking about there's a spa that has a water journey, which is different pools.
Oh yeah. I remember you talking about.
I think so. We were talking about it. And she's like, "Daddy, can I go?" I was like, "I think you have to be at least 16 to be in the pools because of the different things." And she was like, "Oh," or maybe I said 18 or whatever.
Right.
She's like, "Well, I'm actually 18, so I can go in." I was like, "Oh, you aged that quick, huh?" And she was like, "This is a long haircut." Yeah. She's like, "Actually, I'm 20.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm 30.
Yeah.
40. All the way to 100. Yeah. I was like,
oldest person you ever had.
Damn. I was like, how am I still alive?
Like Barry.
So, and then I started cutting the dad's hair.
Yeah.
She was like, can I be your assistant? And I was like, sure. I was like, you can sweep up the hair. And she was like, well, can I cut his hair? I was like, nobody touches my scissors for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
They cost a lot of money.
Right. No.
And she's like, I just want to cut once. I'm like, no. She's like, you hold it, I'll cut. I'm like, no. No, I want my hands. I need my fingers.
She's like, so we're at the end of the appointment. You did a great job.
Right.
No,
so she wanted sparkles in her hair, so I put sparkles in her hair. And then she's like, Daddy, can we put sparkles in your hair? He's like, no. And she was like, come on, just the top. And he was like, fine. And then she's like, I want to spray it. Well, she has a can. It's aerosol, right? Yeah. So she's like, right there. And I'm like, you have to be
over here. Yeah, I know.
And then she sprays it and holds it down. I'm like, okay, that's good. I was like, I'll do this side. And I was like, you're good, Dad. Like, please stop. Oh, and then she was wanted to fix his hair in the front, and she was really
oh no, you really got it. Yep.
I was like, oh no, if you're gonna be my assistant, you have to be gentle. I'm all about gentle touch.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I thought of this really funny character where I'm gonna comb my hair real stupid, and I was like, oh yeah, because I did that
Are you
old man.
trying to do the?
I'm trying to do the comb over all the
Yeah.
way across. I want to start here, and then
Yeah,
as I sing,
yeah,
it's gonna
perfect.
slowly
Perfect.
unwrap. Oh God, Ryan. Uh, no. So I was like, oh, the one thing I've always liked was so one time I had grow out my hair, and like I was saying, it gets really puffy and um I don't want to say it's thinning out because that's unfair to say, but I've lost my curl. Like it's not as curly.
Mhm,
Like when I come out of the shower, I have like legit curls,
mhm,
and then I have to kind of like push it all the way back to kind of like straighten my hair, kind of deal.
mhm.
When I was younger, I felt like I was like always like even if I had done it, there's a curl, or if there's like you find that curl, and it's like that thing will go.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, every
and
7 years your hair changes.
yeah, and it has changed. I wouldn't
Mhm.
say it's thinned out, but it's not curly anymore. It's
Yeah.
still thick.
Yeah.
Actually, you just felt it. It's
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah.
My hair, and so
I was confused for a minute.
so I was like, oh, I want to do something really good because I know, like, because of the way it is, just a little gel, I can do some crazy things and it won't go anywhere. It
Yeah.
will, and I was like, oh, 'cause I did the old man where I parted it on the side. I was like, oh yeah, I got something better. So at one of our next lives, I'm going to be like this way out character,
Oh
be like
boy.
poof. And the nice thing about it is when it happens like this and it gets too like it becomes too unruly for me. I just write that off,
Yeah.
and it'd be like it grows. My hair grows back amazingly fast. Like I have
Yeah,
to
you
say,
got this cut like what, 2 weeks ago?
yeah, like
Yeah.
not even 2 weeks ago, and I'm
Yeah.
already like need a haircut. What's clicking over here?
My camera.
Why is it
Chill
click?
out.
Someone taking
I
pictures
don't
of us?
know. Probably. Very distracted.
Well, I thought
Well,
you were used to
it's
taking pictures. Hold on.
I don't take the pictures.
Oh,
Anyways.
I don't know. So it's been a crazy week, especially with the whole.
Oh,
Oh, you got your Christmas present today. I finally
yeah.
got you a Christmas
Should I
present.
go get it?
Go ahead, go get it.
Everyone can still hear me because I have my microphone on.
She's going to the bathroom now.
I have very cute little Tarzan cup. The other side says my name. I already put it on something
Oh,
nasty, so that's cool.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not the cup. That's a flake of food.
Isn't
Thanks,
that cute?
boss, for making that.
I love
You
it.
said that, yeah, because the weirdest thing you said you were a big Tarzan fan, and then we went to go look for Tarzan things. It's not like every other thing.
No.
I was
Well,
actually surprised when you said Tarzan. I was like, really?
what?
No, I just no.
Oh, because
When you first
nobody
told
is, but
me, and no, it's just most girls in your generation will say Ariel. They would say, like
she's my second favorite.
yeah,
She's my favorite princess.
yeah, like there's
Yeah.
always like those,
Yeah.
or like I knew somebody who was like a Pocahontas type of, and I was like, you're like Pocahontas. I was like, that was like the worst movie I've ever seen, like for me. But
I like
it's
the
that
music in it.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that generation. It's like, yeah, I like that movie. Just like I feel like Marin's, even though she liked Frozen, she still loved Tangle
Tangled.
more because she was that age. Like
Yeah.
it's like that magical age. Little girls
Yeah.
or little boys watch a movie, and that's their favorite.
Yeah.
So when
Well,
you
you could
said,
ask her. My two movies I would always pick is Tarzan and Spirit, like the horse movie.
oh yeah, I still never watched Spirit.
You shouldn't. It's horrible.
I don't
it's
watch
so good.
any.
Like,
I don't know what it is.
I don't like horse movies, but that's the one I watched.
Horse movies or dog movies, I don't watch. And someone asked me why, and like I'll watch like Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be shedding because I've just been playing with all my hair.
But I couldn't.
Or is that cat hair?
Pussy hair.
In this house, I know.
Right. Could be anyone's hair.
Oh no, Brian. um, no, seriously, I can watch like Homeward Bound when the dogs are like going home or something like. But I can't watch anything to do with horseback riding, and I can't watch anything about like dogs, like like it's like a weird thing about like certain things about dogs, and it's all about like certain things. I don't want to explain it. It's weird because the second I watch it, I'm that guy. Like that's not true. You wouldn't do that.
Right.
That's not her jumping. You wouldn't jump like that. Wow, she just missed that fence. She just chipped it. Like I'm that guy. Like
Yeah.
like I can't see the beauty of it. Like I'd just be like Black Stallion when I was a little kid. Love that movie. Started riding, hate that movie. Because I'm like, dude, how would you be barefooted walking on the beach with a horse just jumping? I was like, oh, it's supposed to be a spirit. I'm like, yeah, can you imagine a horse stepping on you? You have no shoes on and you're just jump. You know how hard it is to like run next to a horse and just jump on it and like, gallop to whatever. And I'm like on the beach, no bridle, no nothing. You're just riding, like that's hard.
Right.
And this kid just does it like that. Like I'm like, that's bull.
There was, I feel bad because like a lot of my grandparents were like, "Oh, this is a horse movie.
Yeah. I know.
There was one that I can like really remember. It was like a water horse one, like where they like would jump off like this like really high thing.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're doing.
Why would you do
That's
that?
actually a true story.
No, I know.
There's a woman and a horse that did that for like years.
No, I know, and I knew it was based off a true story, but I was like, I just don't understand how we got to this. Like, why was this a thing back? Like
everything was a thing.
And I understand that, I know. But I just couldn't see like the beauty in the movie because I was
actually,
like,
believe it or not, the horse actually truly loved doing it, and I'm like, okay, like okay, like and they talk about how like I read a thing of how the horse like that was like one of it, like when they stopped, it actually like went through a bit of depression or something about it. I'm like, okay, like all right, I guess that's the way you were brought up, and that's all you know. That's all you know. You know what I mean? Like that's your job. It's like you know what I mean. Like you're made for that. Kind of like horse racing. Once you race horses, some horses want to race for the rest of their lives. Whatever. But I always find like, oh look, I found you another horse show thing, and I'd be like, and it'd be like some stupid story about some girl who loves some guy, and I'd be like, yeah, horse shows aren't like this. Like, like this says nothing. Oh, this is about show jumping. And I'd be like, no. Like,
I was the only straight guy there.
Well, there's a few others, but they're very rare. That's the only thing about writing that I did like. There were straight men, there were gay men, there were gay women, there were straight women. And we were all in a pot, and we all knew where everyone stood. I don't feel like, and this is 80s and 90s. I feel like we all knew. Like there was no, what about we? It'd be like, oh, he's gay. Oh, okay. And it just was like move along.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a society that I was in, or it was a very positive. I always felt like a very positive because I said one of my closest friends growing up, Lou, who I still talk to this day on Facebook. He lives down in Florida. I still talk to him like, he's still a person. That's how I look at him. He's a person.
Yeah.
And but I'll watch movies and I'll be like, that's not true. I actually know a girl who actually did the stunt double for someone, and she did all the jumping. And we were like, so when I watch it, like sometimes I don't watch it that often, but I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, that's Amanda Steege. Like I know, like right away, I'm like, okay, she can ride. Like I know her.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, like I actually competed against her when we were younger. So I'm like, okay. It's weird though. It's really weird. I think that's it for us today.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna have to figure out something else for for a timer because it's a little too far. Like I could read it, but it's like
hold on.
I'm used to something up closer.
Yeah, no, it's in Braille. I'd like to thank Brian and Ashley for watching.
Matt was on here too.
Matt was on for like 1 second and said my name.
He was on.
All right, thanks, Matt. We love you, man. Best clown I ever met in my life. He's a funny clown. He's a professional clown. He has a few things on his Facebook.
Every time
he is some funny. Give him credit. Okay. All right. Fuck you, Matt.
Fuck you. Don't ever come here again.
I ain't saying that to Brian. I ain't saying that to Brian, though. Ashley's not family, but that's...
Poor Ashley.
Poor Ashley. I'm only poking fun. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, every Tuesday, we're on YouTube. If you miss it, you can watch it on YouTube, guys. Or go back and watch the ones you missed, Brian. And we're on here every Thursday at 7 on the After Dark. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.